Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Windshield Time, the podcast where we help you use your windshield time to turn learning into earning. I'm Chris Elmore, your host, and Windshield Time is brought to you, of course, by Service Excellence. Joining me in studio this time is Harold James Walker Jr. in person. And today we're going to be talking about the 6 principles of influence. Hang on.
That's the first time you've ever said hang on. You typically say stay tuned. You say don't touch that dial.
Well, yeah, but the reason when I was saying it, I was like, should I say this?
I saw your face.
What came to mind,
I saw the lines go through your mind.
What came to mind was the poster of the kitten hanging from the thing with one claw.
Hanging. For the love of God, please stay
here. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't say hang on, but it was already coming out. So there you go.
I like it, man. I like it.
So,
yes.
we're
inspirational posters from our youth, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember some other ones.
Oh, there's always one with an eagle and a mountain and like wind beneath your wings.
There's the one that's like teamwork, and what it is, it's the silhouette of someone standing on the top of a mountain, reaching down and helping another climber up, and it's just black with the black,
yeah,
it's blue sky.
Totally.
And then the one, there's the one of the runner leaping a gap.
Yes.
And I can't remember the name. What was on that one, but
there's the rowers rowing together. There's the dream or something like that. Just I think it was like from 98 to 2003. There was just this rash of.
Do you remember the one? It's a cartoon, and it's a cat drawing a lion looking in the mirror and saying.
Yeah, I remember. It's a cat looking in a mirror, right? It's a drawing. I don't know that the cat is actually drawing a picture of a cat looking in a.
I'm
mirror.
pretty sure.
Is there?
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure it's an anthropomorphic cat. It has opposable thumbs.
I was about to say
it can hold a pencil. Yeah. Oh wow. What I often wonder is what do my kids who are 30? What do my kids remember like that you and I remember like that?
Oh sure. Yeah.
Because how old are you?
I'm 46.
Okay, so you and Todd are the same age.
Yeah.
And so I'm 8 years older than you.
Right.
I know what you're thinking out there. That guy's not 54.
Couldn't be. Yeah.
Alex, why was I able to hear you laugh
I heard it from the other room.
Here? Why was I able to hear that, Alex?
Hey, Alex, can you please put on headphones and close the door? We're tired of your guff, okay?
So I just wonder what they remember about stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys remember the first iPhone? Ha ha ha. They talk about the first iPhone like we talk about the brick cell phone.
Exactly. Zach Morris's cell phone.
Yes.
Oh, dude. No, we ask them. We asking them. My kids are a little bit younger than yours, obviously. Oldest is 18, but asking them about like their favorite shows or the things that we used to do. And it is actually really interesting, how for them a horrible car ride is when they have had iPads that didn't have Wi-Fi connectivity.
Yeah.
And for us, do you remember going on like car rides as a kid and you play like the ABC game? And you're like, it takes you 6 hours and you're looking for, somewhere between Albuquerque and like Santa Fe. There's like no signs anywhere and you're just sitting in the car like banging your head against the window. That was fun for us.
That was fun. And you could like lay across the back seat.
Oh, totally.
Or in the back window.
Back window.
Yeah. Nowadays, if you see a kid in the back window of a car, you're like, what is wrong with those parents? We got to call somebody.
Okay. Did your family ever have a station wagon?
Oh yeah, with the seat that faced backwards.
Well, we didn't have a face backwards seat.
That was really the first 7-row seating option.
Yeah, it was
in SUVs like you see today.
Pretty stellar. But we throw like 6 kids just like in the back compartment area.
Oh yeah, you're riding the back.
And you're just kind of sitting around, looking around and stuff. We used to ride in the back of the truck. I remember one time we were at a friend's house, and we were fishing out on a lake with a boat, and so we had about a 45-minute drive down the highway home, and the dad let us all stay in the boat while he was driving down the highway. I mean, what type of insane? How do we survive?
I don't know. Every generation says, I'm sure, and now that every listener we have is tuned out because they're like, I didn't know these guys were so old.
Yeah, right.
Nah, they're not.
They're not tuned out.
We got a lot of great people listening to the podcast.
We do.
We hear from them. Let me ask you this. This came up. Our coach Paul, Tall Paul, I heard this in one of his sessions recently where he asked the technicians, what is the craziest pet interaction
Nice.
you've ever had? So I'm going to ask you, what's the craziest pet interaction you've ever had going into somebody's house?
In a customer's house,
Yeah.
right? Craziest one not too long ago was with Daffin, a great guy named Ryan. We went into this lady's house. Outside looking in is about $1 million estate on about 20 acres or something like that. I was like, dude, nice place. When you open the door, you're assaulted by a smell, right? So we walk in, 38 dogs. Now, not just any dogs, Chris. She was
Great Danes?
Well, no. She was a rescue from the shelter from
The lady?
The lady was a.
I was just, you said she. I mean, I'm assuming the customer.
lady of the house.
I don't know.
The lady of the house had a company that rescued dogs who were about to be euthanized. So every single dog in there, you had like hairless dogs, you had dogs with like little training wheels on, you had dogs that were like incontinent and throwing up. And so 38 dogs. I was like, wow, that's a lot of dogs. How many? She's like 38. I was like, that's crazy. She's like, yeah, 5 of them sleep in the bed with us, but it was that 6th one, the German Shepherd, that my husband said, enough's enough. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So 38 dogs is one of the craziest things I've been into.
Yeah, I think for me, that's what it's been too, is over the years, it's just been the number of pets someone has. And I guess the craziest one, the most jarring one, like when you first see it, was I got to this house, I walked up, I knocked on the door, I took my 2 steps back, and waited.
Sure.
Lady answers the door, and she has a python.
Draped over her shoulders?
No, around her waist, up over her shoulders, and its head is like right here.
That's gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
That was, and listen, hey, if she's comfortable with it, okay.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it'll make a great news story.
Sure.
one way or the other.
Hungry python.
Yeah. And it's like, when you see it,
Oh, yeah.
it just hits you like,
It's jarring.
yeah, probably but going to people's houses where their animals just go to the bathroom everywhere, their dogs mainly.
Yeah.
And it's always funny because I remember going to this house in southern Pennsylvania, right there where Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey all come together there.
Sure.
We go in this house in that South Philly, just in the country, in a neighborhood, and it's a split level house. And so we park, we walk up, and the comfort advisor I was with, she knocks on the door, and it's a full glass, you can't call it a screen door, but outer door, and the inner door's open. So you can see, you're looking at the steps going down to the bottom level, and you can see the steps going up to like the kitchen or whatever.
Yeah.
And right away you can tell, this house has never been cleaned. Right away you can tell it.
Right.
But the yard is immaculate. The cars are spotless and shiny. Yeah. We go to the door. She knocks. Customer comes to the door. It's an older man. He's like, come on in. Like, hey, good to see you, Mr. So-and-so. Yeah. And we start to take a step up to the second floor, and you can't help but notice that they've got this long they have this long shag carpet that used to be an off-white color.
Right.
But now
it's really off.
Now it looks like your hair.
Right.
Looks like your hair and beard.
Right.
And so like, okay, he's an old guy. His wife was there.
Yeah.
And as we're going up the steps, he's like, excuse the carpet. We're having it shampooed today. And I'm thinking, look, man, your carpet's dirty. I didn't say anything to him, but I'm thinking, your carpet's dirty.
Sure.
That's your deal, man. I'm not judging you on that. And so we go sit down at the dining room table in these chairs that have plastic on them. Like,
oh, sure. Like
I got a movie line for you.
Big Fat Greek Wedding.
No.
Yeah.
Don't sit on the good part. Sit on the plastic. What movie is that from?
Oh,
Alex,
geez.
do you know?
Braveheart?
Boys in the Hood.
Oh, I remember Boys in the Hood. Y'all want to see a dead body? That's what I remember from Boys in the Hood.
That's Stand By Me.
No. Well, that at the very beginning of Boys in the Hood, that's when they walk up.
Oh, okay. Well, Anyway, so this guy, my point is,
Yeah.
he had 10 or 15 chihuahuas.
Mercy.
Yeah. And it was like a how do you say?
Cacophony?
Cacophony.
Yes.
I was trying to use the James word. It was a cacophony of the entire time.
Yeah.
The entire time. But they just went wherever they wanted.
Well, maybe.
Excuse the dog's mess.
Right.
My wife's getting ready to clean that up.
Like
an hour and a half later, it's still there.
You get the feeling they have a shirt that says that. Oh, we're about to clean. I mean, they could have had a cottage industry as a, I don't know, pet laxative company or something.
I don't know, but I'm telling you now, some people, and my wife doesn't believe it.
Oh, if you don't go into customers' homes, what you know is what you see, right? So if you don't see
it's like we take a walk in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood, the houses that in our neighborhood we walk are less than 5 years old.
Yeah.
And we'll be walking and I'll go, yeah, they're hoarders. Or, oh gosh, I bet you that house stinks.
I didn't know you were so judgmental.
I'm not judging. I'm stating
You're
what
assessing.
I'm assessing,
right.
you know,
discerning.
I have an opinion.
That's right.
But I always like to ask technicians, if you go into 10 houses, how many of them are hoarders? Answer is usually 2. If you go into 10 houses, how many of them have too many pets? 3 or 4.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just crazy. And I know we got off with crazy pet stories, but
yeah,
that's one thing that everybody, I want you to hear. It takes courage to walk into random people's houses, customers, and serve them. And certainly when I've been in probably 10,000 houses, I'd guess, all over, mostly
North America,
in Virginia,
yeah,
where I worked. But when you take into consideration all the technicians and salespeople I've ridden with in North America, the UK,
yeah,
you're not surprised by much anymore.
Right.
So still the greatest line I've ever heard as an icebreaker going into a house.
Yes.
I was going in a house with a guy to do maintenance. We walk in the house, and he put on his floor savers, and the customer's holding the door open. He walks in the house a couple steps ahead of me. I'm putting on my last floor saver and getting ready to step in the door, and I hear, "Wow, I love the mummy." Yeah, and it was a 7-foot tall Egyptian golden sarcophagus.
Jeez.
Like Pharaoh with the arms crossed and the thing and whatever. So it's still the best. Anyway,
nice. Interesting.
Let's get to the content for today.
Yeah.
Because it's only been 15 minutes.
Yeah. I think these people, what percentage of our listeners actually listen on 2x speed as opposed to...
I'll just fast forward. They hit the 30 seconds.
Right.
Hit it about 7.5 times. You're good. But so today we want to talk about the principles of influence. Mm-hmm. And you love saying the guy's name, so I'm going to let you say it.
Robert Cialdini.
Okay.
Robert Cialdini.
Yes. And the name of his book?
Influence.
The Psychology of...
Boy, I don't even know the subtitle.
Well,
it's been a long time since I read it.
Well, that says it was a great book.
Yeah. Well, that is stuck with me.
I'm gonna do a Rogan, and I'm gonna look at. Well, no, because Rogan has people to do
like
this.
producers, like an Alex type person.
Yeah,
who
they would
is
do stuff like this. Yeah, I mean, it's like
wake up.
This guy's had plastic surgery, big time. It's the psychology of persuasion. Yeah, I knew it was.
Persuasion.
Influence, the psychology of persuasion. Robert, how do you say it?
Cialdini.
PhD.
Oh.
He's got a PhD, so it's official. So,
but Chris, I'm going to push back on that, man. I hear influence and persuasion right out of the gates. That puts me on edge, right?
Yeah, because you probably feel like a lot of in-home sales and service people might feel that influencing someone's decision means you're manipulating them.
Yeah. Or if I'm persuading you, it's you have a position that is at odds with mine, and I'm trying to tell you and sell you why my idea is better. Is the emotion, I think, attached to a lot of the listeners with the word persuasion.
Well, yes. And here's what you got to understand. Well, you know this, but here's the raw truth of it. You are selling them on an idea.
Yeah.
And you are trying to get them to come over to your point of view.
Sure.
And it's no different than, but anytime we've associate influence
Sure.
in the world or persuasion in the world, negative connotation.
Sure.
right? An attorney
Right.
influencing a jury,
Sure.
trying to win them over to their client's side of things. Even though their client probably did something really bad, they're still trying to do that, right?
Yeah.
And blood-sucking lawyers, right?
Yeah.
That's what we get. Used car salesmen, you're going to use tactics and tricks
Right.
to trick somebody into buying a car or spending more than they want. And then you think of anytime – I mean, you think of any negative connotation.
Sure.
But can you think of a positive connotation for influence?
So yeah, I actually do this exercise.
Other than like a positive role model.
Sure. I'm influencing these young children.
Yes, in the right way.
So I do this exercise when I start to talk about these concepts with my technicians. And I was like, I put 3 different things. I put Ford and Chevy on the board. I put Apple and I put Microsoft. I put
Ford and Apple win, of course.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay. And then I'll put like Xbox or PlayStation, right? So I ask, do any of you guys have a preference on any one of these things? And you'll have like, dude, I'm Chevy or, oh, Ford or whatever, right? And I was like, if I came to you and you have a high value for Apple and you love it and it's just so intuitive and great, and I said, hey, I'm thinking about instead I'm getting a Samsung, an Android. What would you tell me? Oh, dude, you don't want a Samsung. You want this, you want that. Flip it. Somebody from Samsung would say Apple and sheeple and all this stuff. We naturally live in a world where we want to exert.
Wait, did you say sheeple?
Sheeple.
Okay, keep going.
All right.
We naturally live in a world where I
do have Apple products that we influence people about things that we believe. Period. End of story. Yeah. Every single a guy, he's like, I don't sell people on anything. And so I talked to him. I was like, so man, what do you like to do? He's like, man, I like to work on cars. And I was just asking him, well, what type of cars do you work on? I was like, well, man, I love old Chevys. And he started like talking to me about like the old, Camaros and stuff. And I was like, well, what do you think about the Ford Mustang? Oh, the Mustang, man, it doesn't compare. And he just spent 5 minutes. And I said, hey, you sold me. I was kind of messing with him. And I was like, and then I winked at him and he's like, oh, you got me. I was like, so we sell.
Yeah, we're always selling.
We persuade people around something we're passionate about. I think the issue is that when we think that we're supposed to put on a facade to sell somebody something that either we don't believe in or that they don't need, then of course, what I would say about what we're about to talk about is these are tools. Just like any tool, the more powerful the tool, the better it is and the worse it is. If I take a little hand screwdriver, I can't do a lot of damage with it, but I don't do a lot. If I take a chainsaw, it's a power tool. I can do some amazing things quickly with it and some very devastating things quickly with it as well. So these are tools. They're not good or bad. It's just a tool. How you use it and the heart with which you implement it is going to define whether or not it works good or bad.
And I think behind, and again, the thing you can't forget is psychology. There is psychology in everything we're doing when it comes to customer interactions, whether it's stated or unstated, conscious or unconscious, psychology is always there, right? You laughing
Just
away.
what you said. How you said it. You stumbling and bumbling this morning. Me too.
Yeah. So thank you for
just a vote of confidence. You're doing so good.
So when you think about it, there's one of the things we talk about is the fun buy and the force buy, right?
Sure.
And the reason we talk about that is because we want you to understand the emotional state of the customer, because emotions drive psychology and psychology drives emotion, back and forth. And everybody operates with some lots of psychological things going on, but we talk about biases, cognitive biases, right?
Yeah.
Confirmation bias. We tend to only pay attention to information that supports what we believe.
Our position.
It validates what we believe. What do they call it? I can't remember the one that self-serving bias, which is everything good is because of me and everything bad is because of everything else.
Yeah.
Everybody else. It's not my fault.
Right.
We have that. I can't remember the other one that we had. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like if you research something and you find out information on something.
Yeah.
It's like
perceived knowledge.
Well, if you get the information, you believe it because it's what you had first, even if it's probably. So like this, let's say you go to Wikipedia and read about a celebrity.
Right. And
you're like, oh, at 8 years old, he saved a baby from a burning building.
Yeah.
And then the celebrity goes, yeah, that's on Wikipedia. That's not true. You're like, you still hold on to that information because you researched it and found it.
You found it, and therefore it is.
Yeah.
Well, in period, when I'm working with guys, we're just working on overcoming objections yesterday with a couple of my teams, and the thought process is when you're the one talking to them, you are selling them, and people don't like being sold. But I want them to be sold on me, so we need to ask them questions that allow them to sell themselves on me because they are arriving at the conclusions, not me. And that's where a lot of these it's not that what we're communicating is either good or bad, but how you communicate something defines whether the idea is adopted or not.
Yes. And so just like when you go back to, for some of you took debate or were on the debate team in either high school or college, if you did any kind of public speaking, if you've ever written any kind of paper, the classic structure of a paper is a intro paragraph that starts wide and then narrows down to your thesis. Then 3 supporting paragraphs on your thesis.
Then a conclusion.
Then it starts narrow where you restate your thesis and you go broad again. And that is how you construct a paper.
A narrative.
And it's an argument, whether you want to believe it or not. It's an argument where you're trying to persuade the reader to believe your thesis.
Sure.
I remember when I was in college, I had to take a social science. So I took, I don't even remember the name of it. Logic. I took logic. Yeah. So I took logic, not a social science. What would that be? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I took logic.
Sure.
And it satisfied the credit I needed.
There you go.
And it was all about, there's a lot of Latin words and about constructing logical arguments, if, then, do, if, else, stuff like that.
Sure.
And the reason I took it is because I had to take some coding for the degree I was pursuing. But, I mean, that was a suggested elective, and so I took it. But you like modus ponens, modus tollens. Have you ever heard of those before?
No.
So you speak Latin, don't you?
Greek.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. What a buzzkill.
Damn, man. I was counting on your
What a worthless hang,
James.
I know modus means mode.
Well, if they really, you think so? Modus operandi. Okay, yeah, I got that. I watch cop shows too. But we talked through those things, and so when you're in front of a customer and you're influencing them, I always think of a quote that I'm going to paraphrase. It's not what he actually said, but we have it in some of our lessons, and it's probably the one on overcoming or handling objections, the very first one we teach on that. And there's a quote by Dave Ramsey. Do you remember that one? He says,
"Oh, it will sell itself."
No, it's right for your pastor to sell you on the benefits of a spiritual life. It's right for your doctor to sell you on the benefits of a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah. Right.
It's honorable to do those things.
Right.
And they do it because they come from the standpoint, and this is one of the principles we'll talk about today, just an overview. But remember we talked about professional expert authority?
Yeah.
If you are that, which you are, then you have a responsibility to persuade someone to upgrade, replace, clean, those kind of things, whatever it is you're working on, because you're that professional expert authority. It's honorable to do that.
Well, the word you said was responsibility, which I highly agree with. You don't have an opportunity to persuade somebody towards a better home life. You have a responsibility, almost a compulsion to be as thoughtful and as effective as you could be at communicating what's important for this customer to know to make a well-informed decision. Right?
I'm going to sit up, James.
Wow. Okay.
It's not because I'm getting more intense.
It feels like it. It feels like it.
I'm going to go smoldering.
Yeah. What is it? Ferrari La Tigre. That's
So, but let's get into the let's get into six principles. And I like you have a way to remember them.
Oh, rascal.
Rascal.
R-A-S-T-C-L.
It's like when Loudermilk used to, I would say steam for the 5 objections, and he would go, no, it spells meat.
Meat. Yeah.
M-E-A-T-S.
One of those is better. Yeah.
Okay.
So do you want me to just hit them down real fast?
Yes, go for it.
So rascal, R-A-S-C-C-L.
Oh, well, there's 2 C's in it?
There's 2 C's. I can't really, it's an awkward.
Well, it's got to be a 6-letter word, and rascal's only a 5-letter word.
R-A-S-C-A-L is 6 letters.
R-A-S-C-A-L. Oh, you make it 7 letters. I wasn't counting my thumb. I wasn't counting my thumbs.
You were. It's a little early for the. What's in that cup? Okay, so reciprocation. Authority,
Mm-hmm.
scarcity, which is one of my favorites, consistency, consensus, or what we call social
Proof.
social proof,
Mm-hmm.
and then likability.
Yeah. So those are the principles we're going to walk you through. Now, we're going to just hit each one of those today briefly. And then over the next 3 podcasts after this one, we're going to break down 2 each of those things and talk to you about where they show up in the home and what you can do and those kind of things. But I want to stop for a second. Game off, because I want to address how somebody might be feeling at this point, as we kind of addressed in the beginning about influence and manipulation and persuasion and all the negative connotations that go with that. Because if you think those 3 words, manipulation, influence, and persuasion, I think that they all inherently mean somewhere near the same. Maybe they have all the same Greek or Latin root, but you wouldn't know about the Latin part.
I wouldn't know about the Latin.
But those 3 words, which one of those words, manipulation, persuasion, influence, is the most negative sounding?
Manipulation.
Right. And which is the most positive sound? Influence. Right. And so that's what we're talking about here. But you got to understand that what we're talking about is the psychology of persuasion, and interacting with people is about psychology.
Mm-hmm.
You know, improving yourself. Most of the self-help books out there are psychology.
Right.
Most of how you communicate, psychology. When we talk about disc profile, psychology.
Right.
Right. So, first of all, don't feel weird about the psychology, because I know some people say, well, I'm just a technician. No, you're not just a technician. You're a professional expert authority in an essential industry. Remember that. And what a customer wants more than anything, I know we say the customer wants it fixed. And you're right. They want it warm, cool, hot water, flowing water, not backed up water. They don't want nasty stuff where it shouldn't be. They want lights on, no flickering, no danger. They want those things. But as in most things in life, you don't just want the thing. You want to feel good about the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
For sure.
Because if you feel bad about the thing, you avoid it. Avoid it, right? So don't feel dirty when we talk about these principles of influence as tools. Certainly, they're another way to negativize. What would you
negate? Is that what you go? No. Stigmatize.
Yes, is to rename it weapons. Here's some weapons.
Here's
arrows in your quiver.
We'll go to negativize. Yeah, that's not a word, but I get it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But we could do that. But so these are, and even tactic sounds too military.
Sure.
And what they're principles of influence that help you psychologically relate to the customer and get your message through. And when I go into a home, my goal is to make sure that they need to feel comfortable with me. I'm a professional expert authority. In the first 15 minutes, they're going to know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to go do my technical work very thoroughly and very excellently. Is excellently a word?
We'll go there. Yeah.
I thought you could add ly to everything.
Adroitly. Yeah.
Adroitly.
Yeah.
That makes me think of somebody spinning a coin on the back of their knuckles.
Or
is that ambidextrously?
No, ambidextrously, you did across 2 knuckles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or 2 hands. Yeah.
Nimbly?
Nimbly. There you go.
But when I go into a home, I'm going to do all my technical work to the best of my ability.
That works.
And I'm going to come back. And now I have to relate all this technical information to a customer that doesn't speak that language. Okay. So when you communicate with somebody, getting your message through is almost more about the psychology of it than it is the actual words of it, because you need your message to get through all of the noise, the static that comes from how they were raised about money and the last person that was in their house and did service with them, all these horror stories they've heard, all these things, the social media crap. And that's why I have to remember these things and use these things not as weapons, but as tools to make sure my message gets through.
Yeah, I mean, just at a simple level, we think that the value of what we say is what is said, when the substantial component of that is how it's said. If you just even take the word "oh," if I said "oh," or I said "oh," or I said "oh,"
Yeah.
I'm conveying completely different meanings with the exact same word.
Yeah, and that the example I give is, and some of you listening may have heard me do this on a leadership Q&A or in a session with me, but I'll say a sentence. I did not say he kicked his dog. Okay, what does that mean to you?
Yeah.
It has, every word has a meaning, and how they are put together in the sentence has a meaning.
Somehow,
but if I say,
yeah.
I did not say he kicked his dog, all of a sudden, the sentence completely changes. And then if I say, I did not say he kicked his dog, now the sentence changed again, and it's the exact same words every single time. And we've talked about tone and body language and all that before, but let's get into this, and let's give a quick overview. Let's start with reciprocity, and let me give you the definition.
Yep.
Reciprocity is where you feel obligated to return favors or concessions that someone's given you unexpectedly.
Sure.
So expand on that.
If I do something for you, naturally you want to do something for me. Now, or back to the The Office, one of the all-time greats, where Dwight Schrute keeps trying to do a give coffee to people so that they will actually vote for him.
Yes.
There's a place where, obviously any of these components could be manipulative, but fundamentally, if somebody goes out on a limb for you, in your heart, you want to do the same for them because they're taking care of you.
Well, it goes back to the golden rule, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do unto others, right?
Right.
And so as a technician, the way you know there's reciprocity, and I'm not saying necessarily ahead of time, but if you think back, and anytime you've been in a home, reciprocity shows up where you're doing the work for the customer, you're doing a great job, and they just show up, hey, here's a cold drink for you.
Yeah.
Or even in ways like, now everything is so cashless and everything, and you're doing all stuff on your iPad now, that you present your findings and your recommendations. The customer agrees to something, you do it, and at the end of it, even though there's your credit card maybe on file, and you just hit the button to pay, the customer signs, and then they give you $10.
Sure.
Why did they do that?
Yeah.
Well, the reason they brought you the drink or offered you the sandwich or gave you the $10, I mean, the biggest tip I got one time, I got $100 on Christmas Day one time.
Yeah.
It's because they're acknowledging that you did something for them during that visit,
sure,
or that time in their home, that they feel like you're not being.
Yeah.
They feel like they need to do something for you to thank you, pay you back.
Well, and we always call it non-transactional consideration.
Whoa.
Non-transactional.
Do we always call it?
We have in the past.
What would be transactional consideration?
Transactional is something that shows up on the invoice. That's part of the exchange of goods for services, et cetera. This is. I obviously will educate them on what I did, but it's just thoughtfulness. It's consideration. By the way, biggest tip I ever got was $150. So
nice.
Yeah. Just wanted to throw that in there.
But I'm just saying, if it was today, it would have been like $7,000.
Yeah, I know. And it was in like Susan B. Anthony dollars.
Yes.
So, FYI.
So reciprocity shows up in a house where you might, you've introduced yourself. By the way, hey, James, I brought up your trash can for you.
Yeah.
Or I did this. Or maybe you come down out of the attic and you say, yeah, it looks like some people left some trash. Make sure it wasn't your company. Left some trash, so I brought that down for you, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I went ahead and tightened everything in your electrical panel while I was in there because I was in there anyway.
Sure.
And that creates an obligation.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Right.
So that's reciprocity.
Nice.
And you're already doing things like that. Maybe you just didn't label it reciprocity.
Sure.
And certainly things like that you do, and you think back to press play, and you think about that in-home sales and service principles and process, one way that happens immediately is how we do our greeting. And, there's some people may think there's a lot to remember, but there's 6 points to that greeting if you think about it. Hi, I'm Chris Elmore. Are you James Walker?
We verify names.
We verify names, then we confirm the reason. I understand I'm here because you're electrical, you have flashing lights in the back bedroom or whatever.
Sure.
Or blinking lights in the back room. Do they call it flinking?
Flinking. We all understand what you're saying, but yeah.
I'm my brain is ahead of my mouth this morning for some reason.
For the first time.
But you confirm the reason, you say thank you for having us out. Then you ask about your truck.
Am I parked?
Am I parked okay? And you don't block. You're not blocking anything. You're parking in an unobtrusive location anyway. But you're just calling their attention to that. You ask if you can come in. Is it okay if I put on my floor savers? No, it's okay. You don't have to do that. That's all right. We just do this out of respect for your home. What have you done there? You've said thank you. You've parked in a considerate location and asked them about it. You've asked for permission to come in, and you've asked if you put on your floor savers.
Yeah.
So right there, you've done several things that
create goodwill, desire for goodwill.
They create goodwill, but they also create
obligation,
some reciprocity. They're like,
sure.
oh, this person's, oh wow, they did that. Then nobody's ever done that.
Right.
All right. What was the next one? Authority. So people tend to follow the lead of credible, knowledgeable experts. And before you expand, credible.
Yeah.
If you are not doing your credibility statement, if you are not sharing your credibility with the customer within the first 15 minutes, then you are not establishing yourself in the moment as a knowledgeable expert, a professional expert authority.
As well as you could.
Right. You go in with a little bit because
Sure.
your truck says electrical service and it has a state license number on it, a lot of cases, and you're wearing a uniform that says you're an electrician.
Right.
That's the authority you bring with you. But you don't build any other credibility, which then goes to authority if you don't do something yourself.
Sure.
So we're more likely to trust those who appear to have expertise
that we perceive who is a professional,
holds a position of authority. They're an expert, those kind of things.
Yeah.
You know, because you find yourself doing it. Well, yeah, but the doctor said.
Yeah.
Or, well, yeah, but the CPA said. Right. Or hey, the coach said.
Right.
So you're subscribing to the authority. You're submitting to the authority is what it is.
Sure.
What do you got to add?
No, we'll definitely get into this when we unpack it, but fundamentally there's a place of where it's the perception of authority that defines somebody's receptivity. Fundamentally, if I have a panel of 5 people sitting up there and I have one that's wearing a stethoscope and a white lab coat, and I've got one that's wearing a Megadeth t-shirt, I'm going to the stethoscope and white lab coat, even though that guy might be, not have even passed, graduated from college or whatever. There's just this understanding that fundamentally, if this person knows what he's talking, it comes across like he knows what he's talking about, and is someone to whom I believe I can attribute insight, knowledge, wisdom, expertise, then I just default to saying, well, what he says is more valid than what somebody else says, and
absolutely
valid than what I think.
Well, it's like a doctor. If a doctor came in and if you were just at your house. And a person walks in and introduces themselves as a doctor. Yeah. And there's no stethoscope. There's no name tag. Yeah. There's no bag. There's no rubber gloves. There's none of that stuff.
You have a lot of rubber gloves?
Yeah.
Doctor's visits?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of doctors come to my house. But, it's just like we were talking about at the beginning of this podcast. Cialdini, PhD.
Sure. Right. There's authority. If he was Cialdini, no PhD, no title, no nothing else, it fundamentally undermines some level for some people of what he has to say.
And so for us, what do we talk about in credibility? How long you been doing it? How many homes have you been in? What certifications do you hold? Maybe talk a little bit about your education. It's short. It's a sentence.
Right.
Maybe 2 is the max. But that is what establishes your credibility. And here's what they don't know. They don't know how long you've been doing it. They don't know how many homes you've been in. They don't know what your certifications are. They don't know how you've been trained for this. And the proof that they want to know is the number of times you've been asked, how long have you been doing this? Or did you go to school for this or what?
Yeah. That's their way of pawing around the question of
credibility.
Do you actually know what you're doing?
Exactly.
They're not going to ask you, are you an idiot? But they're trying to find that out.
That's right. All right.
Scarcity.
Yes.
Scarcity is, I'll let you want to read it or let me explain it. Fundamentally, scarcity is that the less there is of something, the more we want it.
Yeah.
And the people will respond substantially more to what they stand to lose than what they stand to gain.
And there's more value in something that's scarce. There is. I mean, just think about things like it's one of a kind. It goes up for auction, millions of dollars kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. Now, but I think here is where we get into a lot of the negativity. I think this can fuel some negativity because we get around the bait and switch. Oh, it's on sale till Friday. Well, really, is it?
I've had clients that I work with get frustrated because this has the term scare, and they think it's about scaring customers.
No,
and it's not. It's about a scarcity of a resource, right? Rawr. It's a scarcity of a resource.
Okay, was that a Sully?
That was a Sully
impersonation,
impersonating the scary monster, pretending to boo. He was trying to boo as a little
Mike
girl.
Wazowski.
Wazowski.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, it is not about scaring people. It's about realizing that there is a finite amount of time, opportunity, resources, and money to address something, and people will often act more promptly to apprehend something that might not be available down the road. Gotcha. For example, it's more compelling to have a conversation about replacing something today if I know it's on its way out, knowing that we're about to have a price increase sometime in the next 6 to 12 weeks because we're getting costs, right?
And I think the key here is, I know that there's been owners that have told people and managers have told people, it's always scarce.
Right.
Make up a date.
Sure.
Always talk about the dread of what's coming or it's going to be gone rather than the truth.
It's got to be true. It is a power tool, and it can be used very improperly.
All right, what's the first C?
First C is consistency. And by my perspective, consistency means that somebody believes what they say more than what you say, and that if you can lead them on a trail of questions that allows them to say yes to small answers, they arrive at the conclusion of yes to the big answer of their own volition, as opposed to being told what to do.
But it's not a guarantee. Anybody who tells you that, get 6 yeses in the first 10 minutes and you'll get a yes when you ask them to buy something, that's dumb.
No, it's not about, I apologize, keep talking.
Well, no, it's not about
fundamentally, there's a place of where if I walk into an old lady, hey, we have a 25-year-old unit. Sorry, Mrs. Jones, it's time to replace this. How much is a new unit? $15,000. What? We lose them if we say, hey, how is this working? Do you know how old these are supposed to be? Have you been able to maintain it? If you were able to, how much would you want to spend on the system before you decide to invest into a new one? If you were going to get 10 to 12 years out of it, are you going to be in the house so long? If they say, yes, I think so, I believe so, they allow themselves to paint their own value into a new solution.
And it's important that when you come back later, and if you need to recommend replacement because it's the best, whatever the thing you're working on is, if you need to recommend replacement because it's the best solution, we talked earlier and we told you this is how long they last.
Tying back.
And yours is this. And you're tying back to something they said, not something you told them.
100%.
If just think about it. If you go back and say, well, don't you remember I told you they don't last this long? That creates tension.
Yeah, 100%. Especially when money's on the table.
Exactly. So second C.
Second C is consensus or social, what was it?
Social proof.
Social proof.
That's basically when,
if everybody's doing it,
they want to do it.
Yeah.
Or they look to other people for what to do.
We all look to other people. It's the whole reason we use, star ratings on companies and number of stars on companies. Nobody wants to be the lone idiot who made a decision to buy something that had a 1-star review. Candidly, if you have 1,000 reviews on one product that's 4.8 stars and 3 reviews on another product that's 5 stars, the majority of people are going to go towards the 1,000
I think we suspect 5 stars are very suspect these days.
Yeah.
Because we know that
nothing's perfect.
Nothing's perfect.
You're going to have
I'd rather see someone who is above 4.5 that has responded to low reviews and corrected them rather than someone who has 500 5-star reviews, because we suspect a lot of them are planted or bought.
For sure. Well, even in fundamentally, if I have 10,000 reviews at 4.8 stars as opposed to 7 reviews at 4.9 stars, I'm still going to go with a 4.8 because that many people can't be wrong. And if they are wrong, at least I'm not the only idiot who thought the wrong way.
That's the consensus part.
Yeah.
All right.
Likability.
And see, what I did earlier is I went RASCAL.
I know what you did. Yeah. You went A twice.
Yeah, because you said rascal.
Yeah.
You said rascal instead of rascal, and I thought rascal.
It's rascal. It's a German word.
Okay, likability.
Likability. How many of us have paid more to do business with someone because we like them when we could have got it cheaper elsewhere?
Yeah, that's an easy one. We like to do business with people. We want to do business with people we like and trust. And now, some of you that have been trained by us know we talk about disc profile, and we know that D's and C's don't have to like you to do business with you.
They don't have to. Now, to be fair, they don't. I agree. But everybody prefers to like the person that they end up doing business with.
They prefer it, yes. They don't have to, but they prefer it, and it puts you in a better place.
Yeah.
And so one more time.
Rascal. It's even the American
only
spelling of
six little
RASCAL is 6 letters, not 5. I have no idea where 5 came from.
It's almost like Welsh because there's no vowels in it.
Yeah.
The only vowel they use is Y.
That's right. That's right. So reciprocation or reciprocity, authority, scarcity, consistency, consensus, likability.
There you go. So we're going to keep unpacking these for you on the next 3 episodes. We're going to unpack 2 each episode. So hang on. Hang in there. With like the kitten. So hang in there. And as always, if you want to know more about the topics we discuss on the podcast, specifically the principles of influence from this one today, you can reach me at 254-733-7109 or Elmore at servextra.com. That's SERVEXTRA.com. Or you can reach Harold James Walker Jr., J-Dub.
James at servextra.com, 254-230-5266.
And, of course, go to our website, www.servextra.com. Lots of cool articles, blogs. We've got over 200 episodes of this podcast. I know what you're thinking. Yes, 200. Like and share it. Send us recommendations for topics. We'd love to hear from you. So, James, as always, what do we do here at Service Excellence?
Service Excellence, we turn learning into earning, Chris.
Thank you, James. That's the
That's the best one I've ever
first you've ever done. Bye, everybody.